Sagittarius, this is Mary with Sayre Seer. Thanks for stopping by. This is your November 1st through the 7th weekly tarot 2019. We have your first card here. It's from the Enchanted Map, and this is details reverse. This card talks about it talks about perfection. Looking perfection in everything and everybody around you. And trying to be perfect, and how the search for this has maybe led you astray. You're looking for, I'm gonna just say this is you, Sagittarius, because I have to pick a side. And so it could be the opposite person, it could be the cross watcher, or their opposite person. That's weird, that's not weird. Or resonate all or in part. Okay. It's like the 5th tape. Okay. There's a story in here, and I don't think you're going to be able to hide it. You want to, but you won't be able to. So if this is your crosswatcher, this may spill the beans. For somebody or many. Alright, let's go. Here's the King of Cups. Reversed. King of Cups reversed is somebody that's not managing his emotions very well. He could be addicted to substances, to sex, to his ego, he could be abusive because he's emotionally unstable. Okay, here's the Devil. This is the obsession. Okay, somebody's being run by their obsession. Okay. Here's the Four of Swords. This is the first separation. I'm just going to leave it at that and watch for the other cards real quick, because I have a little bit done this so many times for you, Sagittarius. 7 of Wands reversed says, well, it's being defensive. Somebody's deciding if either being defensive, if they want to defend what they have been defending. I'm not sure if that's you or you. Wondering if you should defend what you have been defending. We'll get more though. This is also about like getting a higher ground. There may be no higher ground, Sagittarius. You may not be able to get above this. Okay. What does that mean? It means that it's going to come out, but you don't want it to come out. Okay? I know you've been worried. I know you've had sleepless nights. It's tormenting you and you've been having nightmares. Okay, this one, and yeah, and this is about not wanting to come out, wanting to stay in the shadow, but it is. And things will be better once it's out. It's time. Okay. So, let's talk about the King of Cups reversed, please. The King of Pentacles. So the King of Cups reversed could be the emotional state of somebody. It could actually represent masculine energy. It could be representing you, Sagittarius, because you're really worried. And that's about emotions, right? Really worried. Maybe you're drinking more or being more abusive because of it. Because things have gotten out of control. And King of Pentacles upright is somebody that this could be a reflection, or this could be embodying somebody with a masculine personality. It does not have to be masculine, but this person has money. They have abundant and they're loyal. So it could be the opposite party, you know, or it could be who you used to be. We're going to put that right here. And then I'm going to ask for more information about the King of Cups. Well, there's death here. This is Scorpio time. This is death and rebirth time. Anyway. That's exactly what this is about. The death of that cycle. That's who the King of Cups wants to put an end to that cycle. Wants to be reborn. Please tell me more about death. Page of Pentacles. I think that you might, this is where you want to be. Yeah, it is, isn't it? But this is where you feel you're starting. It's good though. You can't just jump from there to here. I mean, I guess you could, but that would, if you're this upside down, there is work that needs to be done, right? You have to work through all those emotions and stability and word of stability and opportunity and believing again in forward movement, believing in abundance again, believing in, this is bringing somebody a gift. You know, the gift could be yourself, but upright. All right, so let's talk about the King of Pentacles, just in case there's more information we should know there. So, the King of Pentacles is really thinking about happiness, love, family, a happy family, success. How am I going to get to that place of success? Yeah. It looks like that somebody's thinking that, realizing that to have success, they need to be in their power. They need to be a king, not a little, I would say a little boy, but not acting like childish, weak. I'm just, that's the messages that are coming through. I'm not sure if you're thinking that this is weak. What I've been doing is from weakness. Being over emotional is weak. I feel like a child, that kind of thing, you know. It's just the messages that are coming through. I'm not judging, okay? It's the indulgence, the excess, the partying that may be letting oneself give in to temptation in that state. Okay. Okay. That's addiction also. It's getting cold in here in my room. Okay, so let's talk about the devil now. Maybe that's how you feel. That's weird. Okay, so 9 of Wands reversed talks about, I don't think, somebody doesn't think they can, somebody doesn't want to fight for the devil anymore, doesn't want to do the drugs, doesn't want to be this way anymore, right? Because this is defining the devil. I don't believe in this anymore. I can't believe in this anymore. I can't fight this anymore. This addiction, this obsession. And even the question of why am I still doing this? That is a good question to ask. Well, here's some answers for you. Let's talk about the trauma. Let's talk about the automatic behavior to avoid the trauma. I know, you're going to say, I don't have any. That's why it's automatic. Because you don't realize why you're doing things until you really look at it and be so ready for change that you look at it and then it's there. It's always been there. Okay. That's the trauma or the things that we want to avoid that keeps us in the cycles of abuse, addiction, obsession, perfection, you know. One more card, please. It also blocks our abundance, so we can't have a new start. It's really, you can't create in a negative place. It's just not possible. So the more time you're spent in the negative place, the less you can create. So that is what was blocking your abundance. So let's talk about the forced separation. I don't know if this is illness or rehab or incarceration. Let's talk about that. The Knight of Swords says, in this place of separation, however that was, the lies were, maybe you realized where the lies were and where the truth was. And it really shook you up. Really, it's like caused turmoil. And yeah, it caused turmoil. When you realize what it was, right? It's kind of redundant. And then we have this Empress here. We have this, Empress is the divine feminine. I'm not sure if this is you, Sagittarius, but it feels like it's somebody that you love. She's got everything. She's abundant, she's creative, and she's been through a lot, and she's still divine. She's not bitter. She's everything in one, all the queens. Nine of Cups says, she's your wish. She's somebody's wish. There's a twofold thing in this card. She's somebody's wish, but then there's other wishes, right? There's a lot of cups there. And so this always reminds me of, not always, but addiction. I have this, but I also have this addiction. So, and both are my wishes. What's going to win? We have the Page of Wands. This is news, good news, you know. This is beginning energy, like pages are about communication. Good news. You want to, it feels like you want to communicate to her about what you discovered and your feelings for her still. So Seven of Wands reverse, this is talking about what am I defending, and, you know, not being able to defend this. Also, not being defensive anymore. I'll get that other one too in a minute. So Five of Swords says, not being able to defend the battles, not wanting to fight anymore. These are, now it could be, see, for me this card reminds me of, because swords are thoughts, Five of Swords. It's not only the battles you're having with other people, but inside your own mind thinking about what happened. So it's like what's above is below, what's within is what we have on the outside. Does that make sense? So I think you're making, it looks like somebody's processing the information of what you've been battling, what you've been defensive about, what you've been standing up for or not standing up for. Right? The Knight of Cups reverse says that somebody's realizing that they were distracted easily, and that they made an offer of love they didn't keep. They couldn't keep the commitment. You couldn't keep your commitment. Okay. This one's a lot clearer this time. Chariot, I think there's a lot that somebody wants to say. That's why it's coming out all over. The Chariot says somebody wants to move forward. I got my thoughts straight now. Like you have your thoughts straight now. I know what I want. I don't have that wishy-washy behavior. I don't have one sphinx playing the other one. Fooling the other one. Fooling myself. Juggling my addiction and my life. Because it is a choice whether addiction or living my life, right? Ace of Cups reversed, well, it talks about not having self-love. See, we get love from the divine, from God or source, and we fill our own cup. We love ourselves. We do things for ourselves that's good for us. And then we can give it to someone else. But if we can't fill our own cup because of our trauma and regret and all of the above in the past, the things we don't want to look at, then we don't have it for ourselves. Or we wouldn't treat ourselves that way, you know. So, the Knight of Swords, let's look at that. This is about, you know, the night torments and bad dreams. The thinking not being able to sleep. The thoughts. We have the Page of Cups. It's like you're being compelled to make some kind of small offer of love or apology. Seven of Pentacles, that this is about wanting to invest. And it's not the most exciting time because Sagittarius, you're fire, and I think you're saying, I can do this. I want to build with this person. I want to build with the Empress. Okay. Four of Cups reverse says, I see what I was missing. It was the cup of love from the divine and this person's love, right? It was offered to me and I missed the whole thing because I was looking somewhere else, right? But you see that now. One more there. Four of Pentacles said, you'll be careful. And this to me is about wanting to build a foundation, but not giving it all away to others. Wanting to save it and hold it because it's precious. All the things about you, your feelings. Different readers read this different, but this is how I read it. You know, this is about a foundation too. Protecting the foundation. See, with this Seven of Pentacles, like building, be careful, and saving. It's like they say it's a miser, but not here. No, it's understanding the importance of saving and being protective, you know? Not letting other people or things in front of what's important. So, the sun reverse is still being in the dark. It's still in the shadows. It's still, it's still like covering, it still feels like afraid of bringing the truth, okay? There's a path must be chosen. And you're trying to decide what you want to choose. I don't think you're going to be able to get out of being honest. That's the only way. You know what? When there's deception and there's other parties and there's... You know why the truth is so important? Because if somebody doesn't want to tell the truth, they really haven't changed anything. That's why the truth is important. Because if somebody can own up to what they did, then chances are the honesty shows that there's a difference, and that's somewhere to start. Because if this person was being gaslighted, you can't go on. You can't go back in and not be honest, or there and go, I don't think so. Why would someone put themselves through that same thing again? Because this person, do you remember when she was the Queen of Swords reversed? That could be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But when the person is reversed, this person probably told you off and told you what they think of you. And it wasn't pretty, but it feels like it was true, huh? This person will not accept anything but the truth, and you know that. As the Empress, who's that Empress? She's going to see you coming a mile away. That's why it's even a harder decision. But we have the Wheel of Fortune here. It kind of looks like it's your fate. Remember we said about perfection? Did you think you were being perfect in your old lifestyle? Interesting, huh? That's a rhetorical question, of course, because nobody's perfect, especially when they're, actively in addiction or obsession. But the Wheel of Fortune says this can change everything. You being honest no matter what happens. It's following your heart, facing your fears, on and on and on. Because, I don't know, you feel like this is your soulmate twin flame. And there was it. Somebody came in the middle. Something came in the middle. Maybe both, maybe all, maybe more. But it's needing to set it right. Set it right. Set it right. Because right now it's not right. It feels like this person was able to be strong regardless of what you did. Maybe she even grew and became stronger. Kind of way it feels. I think that maybe she walked away. Okay. So, some good work there, Sagittarius. Let's get some angels and ancestors cards. So, remember, accepting things as they are, knowing you're right where you should be. What would that mean then? If you're right where you should be. The lesson? Is it about the lesson? But the strive for perfection? How did that lead you down that hole? What did that have to do with the trauma and not wanting to face? Was it a reason? An excuse to say that's not good enough when maybe that was just an excuse? Something to think about. Alright, so let's pull the first one here. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. And you know what? It's this not really the man in the mirror thing. You know what this is about? Take time to reflect how much you've grown. That you're actually seeing this. That's really big. Really big. And that you're stronger than you knew, huh? You're better than you thought. See? Sometimes we don't want to face those things. We don't realize how magnificent and wonderful we really are. By accepting the situation, accepting where you're at in your life, accepting what you see now and understand now, changes everything. Do one more for you. Father Sky. Trust in the unknown because you're being led by Spirit. Yeah, you are. Yep, you're being led by Spirit. Father Sky is what the Native Americans call God or the Creator. Trusting in the unknown means that you're not going to have all the answers, and that sometimes you got to do things to do the right thing and say, this is what I want, this is my desire, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. And facing it without the substances, without the crutches. Because that's when the real miracles and creation and magic happen. You really deserve to have that in your life. And those around you deserve to see you discover it. Sagittarius, my thoughts are with you. Have a good week. Take care.